Well, good morning, folks. We are in Texas. We're going to go over our September expenses. We're at Thousand Trails Bay Landing, just west of Fort Worth, Texas. And in September, our expenses jumped way up, mostly because we did a lot of traveling. You see here, as you can see, here's what we did. We've spent the first 3 months up here in the Pacific Northwest, but September found us in South Jetty, Thousand Trails South Jetty, here just south of Portland. We left there, went over to Bend, Oregon, and then down to our daughter's house in Elko. Spring Creek is just south of Elko, and we went to the Elko car show. We have a pretty nice video of that. If you hadn't seen it, you can check it out on the blog. Then we went over to visit with some friends of ours, Ron, Brian, and Con Stone in Winnemucca, then down to visit family in Reno, Steve and Diane, and stayed at Thousand Trails Tahoe Valley there at Lake Tahoe. Nice, real nice campground. Over to Lake Minden, just north of Sacramento, to visit Pearl's sister and our granddaughter Brian. Then we went down to Wilderness Lakes in Southern California to visit with our son Stevie and his wife Jinxie and grandson Aiden. And over to Kingman, Arizona to visit with some friends, Pete and Debbie. Super fun couple. We always enjoy hooking up with them. And then across Arizona, New Mexico into Plainview is where we ended up the month of September. So a lot of miles, a lot of diesel fuel, 2,700 miles. So that's by far, that's double almost any other month. So expenses due to that jumped up quite a bit. We moved to 8 different locations in September and spent 19 nights in Thousand Trails, which those are free, obviously, and 11 nights out of the Thousand Trails system. And out of those 11, let's see here, 4 nights were at campgrounds you had to pay for, but 7 of those were at family and friends that they were generous enough to let us stay at their homes, the ones that had big enough homes, for no charge. So our 30 days in September, our campsite average cost tonight is $5.12. That's ballpark of where we want it to be. Less is better, but that's not bad. Diesel fuel, we don't like traveling that's too many miles to be traveling in a month, but we kept our miles down pretty low in the other months, and then we had to get back down. We're going to winter in South Texas, so we had to get down here, and we decided to get it done all at once. So $45.50 we averaged in diesel fuel per day the month of September. So far for the 4 months, we're at roughly $20 a day for diesel fuel and almost $7 a day for camping. Not unacceptable, but not as good as we'd like it to be. Diesel fuel, as I mentioned, $1,366. Campsites, $154. Motorhome repairs, just some minor odds and ends there. Auto gas repair, went ahead and bought 2 tires for the Lincoln, and we had the front end aligned. I've mentioned before that we're having some issues with the front tires. The outside edges of the tires are wearing out. It's like it's out of alignment. We've had it aligned twice. We've gone through 4 sets of front tires in the 4 years that the car's, it's a 2013, and obviously that's not acceptable. The car's got like 30,000 miles on it, and we've towed it probably 30 or 40,000 miles, but shouldn't be going through that many tires. But anyway, it seems to be working good. We monitor with our tire pressure monitoring system. We monitor the pressure and the temperature of the tires. And sorry for the noise, that's the air leveling system on the coach, just to the side of the camera. Anyway, and the tire pressure and temperature seems to be consistent, more consistently equal to what's on the coach and what's on the back tire. So we got our fingers crossed. Auto insurance, that's the same. I think we're $1,200 a year for the Coach and $900 a year for the Lincoln, and we just put $175 in each month. Groceries, liquor, cleaning supplies, paper supplies, everything we buy at a grocery store jumped way up. I'm not real sure why, but it's almost $1,100. A couple $100 higher than normal. Eating out, almost $500, and that's just simply because we been eating out more. Pretty simple math there. Internet and cell phone, that's consistent every month. That's what we pay Verizon. We have 2 cell phones and a little jetpack, and they're all 3 on unlimited data. It's starting to be a problem. We're running out of data. With 15 gigabytes or 20 gigabytes, they dial you back on your speed, and we get dialed back halfway through the month, almost every month. DirecTV, $130, maybe a waste of 130 bucks or 120 bucks. We don't watch that much TV, but we do like having the news available on a regular basis. Medical, that's something that's going to change. That's our Medicare, and we have a Part D plan. We have a pretty inexpensive, both of us, Part D plans, but we probably need to get some kind of Medicare coverage in there. Medicare pays 80%, we're on the hook for 20%, and then our drugs, we've got coverage for that. We're real healthy. We had pretty good checkups, before we left, and this is open enrollment period right now. We're probably going to at least investigate it. We may or may not purchase something, but probably we will. Pet care, we took Tinker down and gave her a bath one day at one of the pet dog wash places. This is just $200 of that is for the drone, I think, or 150 of it. I'm not sure what the other 200, but anyway, Hobby's drone camera. It's going to be camera. Oh, we bought a couple of memory cards for the camera. They're like 20 bucks a piece, and some odds and ends. We bought computers. We bought a portable external memory. All the videos are starting to take up all the memory on the computer, so I bought an external memory pack, 4 terabytes I think it was. Clothing, Pearl Visor, t-shirts and whatnots at the different places we go to. So $5,000 this month for our total expenses. By far our biggest month. A couple of explanations on why that we just went through, so it's understandable, but it's a big number. But what it does is brings our averages to $3,974 what we're averaging a month. To extrapolate that out, if we kept on this kind of average, we'd be at $47,500 a year. Kind of our goal was to stay under $50,000. Hopefully we can. So far with 1,000 Trails, we've been able to save a lot of money on campsites. I think we'll stay under 50,000, but if we can't, we have now with 1,000 Trails. Well, we'll see. Hopefully we can stay under 50,000. We'll find out. Our daily average $130 a day. We'd like to get that under $100. Will we do that? Probably not, but that's still our target. So anyway, this is our month of September. October won't be near as much traveling. Probably we will have some diesel, 1 or 2 diesel purchases. No, we won't have any external camping fees, I don't think. It'll all be in 1,000 Trails. But then November, December, January, February will all be down in South Texas, so it'll be minimal diesel fuel, maybe 1 tank for the whole winter. Minimal, if not zero, external camping. We will have some in October. We're having a cousin's reunion, so we got a couple of days out of the system. That's about it. So hope this helps you. I know everybody's different, your expenses will be different, but maybe it's some guidelines if you're traveling around to give you, or thinking about traveling around, to give you some ideas on what we spend. You can visit our blog and keep up with our expenses and our travels. It's jrpacaddel.com. jrpacaddel.com. And I'll take you to our blog and you can follow these travels and keep up with the expenses if it helps you. Thanks.